Hello, all you beautiful, wonderful people. How are you? How are you today? So well, I am not naked. I am just in my robe, and honestly, I probably could just put it back up, but I'm a little hot and we have a lot to do today. And so I just wanted to have a little schmooze session with you guys. I wanted to chat and tell you about my life right now and also get ready so that I can do some filming today. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do these like semi-regularly. I just wanted to like basically talk about things like my weight loss journey. I want to talk about like where I am with like my influencer career kind of thing, and I guess goals, that kind of thing. So it's basically like fat girl motivation, you know, like we're getting our shit together, we're doing it, we're doing our thing. And yeah, like if you want to feel like you have someone there with you doing the thing, doing it right along with you, then you've come to the right place. Um, I'm in a weird mood right now, but I'm very happy because I just landed another campaign for the month, and that would be 3 campaigns. And right now I've been dealing with a bit of a dry spell as far as like working influencer wise. I have other things that I do as well, and I'm highly considering like going back to a 9 to 5 on top of doing all of these things. And I know that's weird, but it's less about, I mean, more money is definitely needed. I mean, because right now I'm looking for a car, and I know when I get a car, literally there's just there's so many expenses that come with a car. And I mean, I'm sure whoever's watching, you know, unless you're in a major metropolitan area, you probably have a car as well. So it's not like you don't know what I mean by that. Like, you have car payment, you have car insurance, you have gas, you have repairs, you have, you know, maintenance, anything, you know. Yeah, I know that is going to drastically change the amount of money I need to survive. So, but it will also increase the amount of money I get because I'll be able to do a whole nother job. So I don't know, I'm just like in a phase of, I really do better when I'm so busy, and right now I'm just not keeping myself busy enough. So I've been thinking about what I can do to like change that kind of thing. But anyway, oh my god, it is 10:30 and I still haven't even eaten breakfast. So I really just want to slap some makeup on my face. I'm not trying to do like anything like super fancy. So I just wanted to show you guys like what I have been doing. And I've been doing a lot of underpainting. And I know this looks a little crazy, but trust me, this blends out so nicely. I am very tan right now because I just got back from vacation, and oh my gosh, guys, I had such a good time. I had such a good time, but I also like, I learned a lot about myself, if that makes sense. I feel weird talking about this with my face looking like this. Okay, so that looks like super messy and muddy, right? But when you put foundation over it, it looks really good. Like really good. So I told you guys I would tell you about my little weight loss journey. Not little actually, but I'm trying not to make it as big of a deal as I'm stressed about it. I'm very stressed about it, and I really want to like make YouTube my place of just being like real and honest with you guys, and probably say things that I would be too afraid to say like on my TikTok or on my Instagram. And yeah, so yesterday I had a doctor's appointment, and I had a very dry doctor. Like, this is my first time meeting with him, and sometimes I do like that because it's just more of like, I don't know, it's less beating around the bush and more just like, this is what you have, fix it by doing this. Okay, go, you know? And I kind of like I understand for a lot of people, like, it would be very insensitive and, you know, but I think for me, sometimes I need that. This is probably a bad example, but like, I know a lot of people don't like Leo Skippy right now because of the whole fat phobic comments. And I just want to make very clear, I don't really agree with what he said. I don't think it's about your body being the issue. I do think a lot of these brands need to get it together. But I will say, like, a lot of what he says and a lot of what he puts on his, especially his YouTube channel, like, I find it to be very helpful, especially with my trigger warning, my eating disorder. I just sometimes need to hear tough love, and I think that that's, you know, it's just, it's for some people, it's not for others. And for me, like, it's just helpful for me to just kind of, I don't know, like, I hate to admit it, but like, there's times that I'm like, okay, you need to get a grip. Like, you need to just get it, you need to get it together, girl. Like, this is the reality of my situation, you know? And that's just not for everyone. I think that some people need a little more hand holding, they need a little more, and in some ways I really do need that as well. But in this way, I think I just needed to hear, like, if you don't fix this, it's going to be an issue. It's going to be a problem. You think that these problems that you have now are a big deal? Like, it's about to get so much worse. And so that's basically how my appointment went. He told me that I have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and these are things that are just very scary for me to hear, you know? Like, I'm not happy about it. I'm not in any way, shape, or form like giving any excuses. Like, I put myself in this position and I just have to get myself out of it. So I'm still very positive. Like, I'm just a positive person overall. But if I seem like a little antsy, that's why. Because I'm just like, it's only been a day since I've heard it, and it's still like, I'm shook. Like, I'm shook, you know? And I think that the reason being is because, like, a year ago, my blood work did not say that. And like, the funny thing is, like, I really didn't even gain all that much. Like, I gained, like, it's hard because I was, and I'll say numbers because I don't care. Like, it's just numbers. It's not, you know, like, that doesn't define me. But I was like between like 350 and 360 last year when I got my blood work done. And this year I've been between like 360 and 370. So it's like truly all about the fact that I just have not been making the right choices as far as like the food I've been putting into my body. And, you know, he specifically talked about salts and that kind of thing, like the kinds of foods that I'm lacking, which I appreciate. Like, I appreciate when a doctor tells me not just like, don't eat this, like, and they tell me like, oh, you want to focus on this, you want to eat this and this, because it's like, okay, that's actually helpful, because all I know is like, you can't have this. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, I don't know, like, I think I just really needed that straightforward talk. And he didn't like seem to judge me in any way. There didn't seem to be any fat phobia. He just kind of asked questions, and he was just like, okay, well, this is what you got to do. Oh, this? Yeah, you got to do this. And I don't know, it was just nice. Like, I feel like for other people, immediately they would have gone home and cried. And trust me, I did. I did that too. But in a way, I'm just like, no, because like, I feel like good knowing that there are things that I can do. Like, this isn't just hopeless. I guess that's what I mean. It's just like, he gave me a lot of hope. That being said, oof. Whew, I'm trying really hard to just like keep it together, but I really wanted to document this because I feel as though this is something I'm gonna look back on and be like, oh my god, she was so scared, she was so anxious, and like, look where we're at now, and look, this is like the beginning of a journey, and blah blah blah. And guys, like, I always think of my life as like a movie, and I know that there are people out there that are like that too. It's just the theater kid in me. Like, I always am like, this is just where This is where I become the person I'm supposed to be. And whatever, that's delusional, and I'll live in my delusion. I'm happy about it. But yeah, it's just a big wake-up call, and I did let him know that I'm on the weight loss medication, and I think he was really happy to hear that, because it was like, okay, like, you know, this is an issue, and like, you're working towards, you know, changing it. I have my medications that I'm going to be taking. He put me on metformin, which I knew was coming. I was very opposed to metformin before, but right now I'm just like, whatever I need to do. You know, I think I'm just having that kind of attitude of like, if this is gonna help me, then that's great, you know, but I am gonna pay attention, because just like with medication in general, I know that there's downsides, there's side effects, there's all of this kind of stuff. And it's up to me to be my own like healthcare advocate, I'm realizing. So I even tell like the people around me, like, hey, if there's something that's going on with me and I'm not noticing, like, please let me know. This is another reason that I'm willing to like work another job, is because if there are medical expenses that come up, I just want to be able to pay it, and pay it like right there, then and there, and not have to do like, you know, like a payment plan, or have to put it on a credit card, or have to do this and that. Like, I want to just, I've worked really hard to like get myself down as far as my debt goes. I have some student loans that I'm still paying on, but much, much less than I used to have. Like, I think this past year, I've paid off like $10,000 in debt. I have been working hard, guys. Like, I'm not fucking around anymore. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm at that place where I'm like, you know what, it'll keep me busy, it'll get me walking around more, it'll get me, you know, to have to be relied on. And it's like, right now, I don't have kids, I'm not married, I don't have those kinds of responsibilities. Like, why not work? Why not do more? I like doing the temp agency that I work with. I basically can like work for 3 months and then take off a month and be like, okay, I just want to catch up on like my influencer work, you know, and I can do that and then like jump back into it. Or like, I really want to, I don't know if this is gonna happen. Right now it's more of like, my health comes first and like my responsibilities come first. But in August, I really would like to go back to Italy, spend like a month there. I would be staying with a friend. And then in the last week of August, so I probably would go for like end of July, and the last week of August I'd probably fly from Italy to Colombia, because it is my bestie's birthday. We have birthdays in the same month, and he wants to do Colombia. And I've always wanted to go to Colombia. I am Colombian. I've never been to Colombia. I've never been to Puerto Rico either. And also, he was going to Puerto Rico in June. I don't know if I'm going to be able to swing that, just because it's like, it's just too much. Like, I've traveled so much already this year. Like, I literally went to Europe for almost 2 months. Last week, I just went on vacation with my friend from Italy. And we went to Daytona, we were in Orlando, then we went to Miami, then we went to Key West, and we went back to Miami. And it's just like, it was like a whole week, and it was so much fun. And like, don't get me wrong, like, I feel like great and rejuvenated and all of those things, but it's also like, I need time to work. Like, I find it very difficult to work while I'm traveling, because I just want to like travel, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to like do stuff, like focus on creating relationships. I do think whenever I go to Italy, it'll be different though, because the person that I was staying with in Denmark, I'm very, very grateful for. Like, so grateful for. I will never forget it. And it like absolutely changed my life, and it was wonderful, great, amazing. But you know, that person really valued their privacy, and because of that, I really just didn't film as much as I would want to. And I mean, I still filmed a lot, probably more than I should have, to be honest. But um yeah, I just, not everyone is like okay with that, and I'm very respectful of that. I want to be understanding of that. Not everyone signed up for this. Not everyone signed up to like have everything that they do like online, and I get that. And honestly, I really don't even share that much online these days. Like I want to share more, and I struggle with that because I want to not say too much, because I do value my privacy, and I do like think that I should be an example to my followers to not always overshare everything. I think it's important to like know that not everyone has good intentions. Like I hate to be like that kind of person, but it's true, and I think it's important for me to express that to you guys. But at the same time, like I do want to invite you in. I do want you to know me. I want to create like a community, and I have that on my vision board. I have purpose over popularity, because it's like, what's the point of like having followers if you're not like doing something with it, you know? And then I have find your tribe and love them hard. And I want to do that. Like I want to do more. Oh my god, guys. I'm trying to do so many things at once, and that's usually how I get overwhelmed and I do nothing. But I don't know. I still just feel really good about it. Being busy 24/7. I think it'll be really, really good. So, I don't know. I just think back to like when I did theater. I would have rehearsal, and then I would have rehearsal after rehearsal for like another show that I was doing. And I just loved my life that way. Like I loved being so busy, never being home. I don't know how to explain it. Like it'll force me to do more. I think whenever I have those days where I'm just being lazy and not doing anything, it's like I start and I will put like a timer, and I'll put for 1 hour and just say, okay, well, I'm gonna give myself an hour just to rest. And like that hour easily turns into 2 hours, 4 hours, you know? And before I know it, I'm like, oh, just do it tomorrow. It's fine. It's fine. And so I'm just not accomplishing as much as I could be. I do think rest is important. I do think you need to prioritize rest, and I'm gonna have to learn to manage my stress a little bit better. I just want to be proactive about knowing how I can be in certain situations. And I also think that me prioritizing my health will help me kind of have a more sturdy and just more consistent mood. Because let me tell you guys, this is the juicy part. So I went on vacation last week with my friend. So and again, I'm telling you guys the tea. I am not saying this anywhere else. I did like post a little picture on my stories, and like some people are like, who's that? It was like a blurry picture, you know? And it's exciting. Like I'm happy to like have like a crush, and it'd be like fun and romantic and exciting, and I'm happy for that. But I'm also like not trying to do what I did in my last relationship, where it just became my whole life. And I think I was so used to like guys kind of doing that to me, where they would kind of make their whole life me, you know? And I didn't realize like I was absolutely doing that for someone who just didn't deserve it. And like, don't get me wrong, like I'm kind of over that. I feel like, you know, someone doesn't have to be a bad person to not be the right person. And I say that often, but it's true. Like I'm not sitting here shitting on anyone. It just wasn't the right person for me. Yeah. Okay, calm down. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about this because I told myself that we're gonna talk about this. So last week, went on vacation. It was wonderful. It was great. It was dandy. I was greeted with flowers and macaroons from Paris. So romantic, beautiful. Also brought some gifts for like my family, which was so sweet. Um, but anyway, we have this lovely, wonderful vacation, and I asked a question that I think now, and I'm like, you had no business asking this question. Basically, I asked the where are we, like what are we question way too early, and it's not like he said that. It wasn't that he said that. I'm just now realizing, I'm like, this is the second time we're like spending time together, like in person, you know. My little pea brain tried to have that conversation with him, and mind you, there is a bit of a language barrier, not by much, like very, very good with, you know, English, and we have wonderful deep conversations, so it's not like that bad or anything. Yeah, so basically I tried to ask this question, and we were driving, and he did not understand what I was saying, but I thought he did. And that looks so good. My God, I did a really good job with that. Anyway, so I was trying to ask him that question, and then he basically like tiptoed around the question. And so immediately I thought, oh, maybe he doesn't understand. So I asked it in another way, and he still was like really like taken back that I was asking this. And I think about it now, and I'm like, even if it wasn't a misunderstanding, I still shouldn't have asked this question. You know what I mean? But anyway, I can't go back in time. This is what happened. I'm learning now. I'm just a girl, okay? Anyway, so I kind of get a little upset because I'm like, damn, like I thought this was more than that. I'm not saying like it needed to be like a full-fledged relationship. It wasn't like I was asking for that. It was more of like I was wanting to know if that was the direction in which we were going. And I do like to have these kinds of conversations like a bit earlier on. I just think that the way that I went about it wasn't the right, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and focus on what I could have done, what I should have done, blah, blah, blah. Like, that it is what it is. Like, it is, you know, in the past, and I just have to accept that. So anyway, we're having this conversation. I'm a little upset because I'm like, for me, I'm just like, wow, have I been bamboozled? Is this man just wanting like a pretty girl to be with him on vacation? Like, you know, am I dumb for thinking that this is more than that? And so I just can't hide my emotions very well. And I literally was sitting there like telling myself, like, don't cry, don't cry. Like, just enjoy your vacation, just enjoy your time. And like he could tell like something was up, because it was like I was beautiful, wonderful, excited, charming, all of these things, and then all of a sudden my mood is just like low, you know. So I'm trying really hard to just like enjoy the vacation, enjoy the good times, like that kind of thing. And it was the next morning when he finally like sat me down, or I sat him down. No, yeah, I sat him down, and I told him, listen, I think I might just want to go home. I'm not like feeling good, and this and that, and I just don't want to ruin your vacation. And he was just like, what? He was so confused. So like he was like, whoa, 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 okay, like what's wrong? Talk to me. So I just was like, I need to be an adult, and I need to just be very honest and tell him like my feelings were hurt. It's not that I need you to like change the way that you feel, because if you feel the way you feel, like that's fine. I think my thoughts were different, and I want to sit here and just enjoy it, but like I definitely thought that this was something else. And then he was like, wait, what? And so the whole thing ended up being just a massive miscommunication. So basically, I learned a lot about how things are in Italy and how things here are very, very different. So like being boyfriend and girlfriend here, in my opinion, and it could be different for everybody, And I told him that. I said, you know, like, at least for me, this is what it means. There's a lot of people in the US that I feel like are similar, but there are people who, you know, take it a little more seriously, that kind of thing. But, like, I told him, I was like, the only thing that, like, boyfriend and girlfriend mean to me, and again, I was like, that doesn't mean, like, we need to do that right now. You know, I understand this is, like, the second meeting or whatever. I just wanted to know that it was headed in that direction kind of thing, because I'm not trying to be, like, some, you know, I'm not trying to just be in a situationship. You know, I'm not interested in that. But I basically told him, you know, what it means is like just exclusivity, basically, you know, like we kind of just keep doing what we're doing and we're exclusive. And he was like, well, you've had that for me since like November when we first started talking. He's like, he's like, to me, like a title of like boyfriend and girlfriend, basically, like he was telling me like what it means over there, and it sounds like closer to like engagement. And I was like, whoa, whoo, no, I am not ready for that. And so we kind of just came to an agreement of like in the middle. And I understand it just means like two different things, but I was just like, let's just take it slow then. Like, let's just do it your way. Let's do it the Italian way, I guess. And this can vary, like, guys, because after this I did a little research or whatever. This can vary on which part of Italy you're from, and it also can depend on the younger generations. I am in my 30s, and so it's not gonna, like, I feel like a lot of Gen Z in Italy, like, they're kind of getting a little more casual. But yeah, that's not not what this man wanted. He's very, very traditional, and that's like a lot of the reason that I like him. We're very much on the same page now. But yeah, it was like a moment of like, okay, we cannot have these conversations like while driving. We cannot, like, we can't just assume that the other person understands the other, because like culturally it's just so different. And I've never had to deal with this. I've never dated someone like internationally. So it's just like, wow, you know. And the funny thing too is like, even dating like within the US, I have had issues because people not like them not understanding like how like Hispanic families are, and you know what I mean, like that kind of thing. Like I've had a lot of Caucasian boyfriends who don't understand like my family were very, very close, and you know, maybe they weren't as close with their family and that kind of thing. And you know, so it's just even within the US that kind of thing can happen. So I'm now like, oh, I really, really need to like be careful, you know. After him explaining what he meant or what he thought that it was going to be, I was like, I'm absolutely not ready for that. Absolutely not. I definitely need to get him to know him a lot better. I told him, I was like, I honestly would not be comfortable being engaged with someone like any earlier than like 6 months, you know, like usually like a year, you know. And so he's like, okay, well, you know, now I know. He also talked about how like they do like promise rings, and I was just explaining like here like how promise rings, like I don't know, like I think it just depends on who you are. But I've had times in my life where a friend would get a promise ring from a boyfriend, and we all knew it was just like a way of shutting her up because she wanted the engagement ring, but he was just like, oh, here's a promise ring. And I was like, yeah, please don't give me a promise ring. Again, I mean, it's very sweet, but I told him that. I was like, please don't do that. I just don't want that. Like, I will wait gladly if that's what we need to do. So we took a giant step back, and I'm happy. I'm very, very happy where things are. It feels very adult, and but also, I don't know how to explain it. Like, we feel like kids when we're together, definitely, but like the way we're going about it feels very adult, and I'm happy about that. Like, I'm very, very happy about that. Actually, I want to use my Glam palette from Natasha Denona. I haven't really been using this palette all that much, so I want to because it was pricey. But look how not so beautiful. Anyway, so that was the like miscommunication that started off the trip. It was very difficult. And like I feel so bad because he was so sad. He's like thinking to himself, he's like, I came all this way. He had to get a visa to come. Like, it wasn't like an easy thing, and like so many different hotels that we booked because we were going in different locations too. And like he really, really planned this. And he just was like, I was so sad, like thinking like you didn't like me, and like I just, you know, spent all this money, and I like really planned all of this for us. And he's like, I was so confused and I felt terrible. But let me tell you, I learned that I can be very mean because I was not nice to him. Like when, like I wasn't like blatantly like mean, like you know, screw you, blah 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 blah. I wasn't like that, but it was like little things like I don't know, like where it's like sure. I just learned so much about myself. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not as mature as I think I am, and I think I need to work on that a bit. I need to learn how to control my feelings a bit more. I need to sign up for therapy again, and it's been so difficult. Like, I've called probably 6 different offices, and what sucks is like I call them and they don't get back to me, and then I continue calling other places, they don't get back to me, and then when they finally do get back to me, they're like, we're not accepting new patients. And I'm just like, ugh, I need someone to gab with about all of my girly feelings so that I don't ruin my relationships, you know what I mean? And I'm in a way using you guys as like my free therapy because these are just things that I need to talk about. But thankfully I can like edit this later, so if there's some things that I'm like, okay, I need to not share that, then yeah, that explains all the cuts in this because y'all know I'm not a big editor. I think I have spilled enough. I said I was going to talk about my weight loss. I don't really lost too much right now. I think I've lost like 7 pounds, and I think I've gained back like a few just from vacation, which I knew might happen, but that's okay. Like, weight fluctuates up and down, but yeah, I just don't feel like I've really started when it comes to like my weight loss journey. I feel like I'm still like very much getting going. So there's that. I hopefully will be meeting with a nutritionist very soon. I actually need to send her an email here shortly. What else? I think I've caught you up on pretty much everything I wanted to talk about in this video. I'll let you guys know about the 9 to 5. It just depends. It's hard because I don't have a car yet, so I really should probably wait until I get a car. But it probably would be easier for me to get one if I had that, just because when you're self-employed, they need all this stuff, and like, it would probably just make my life easier if I just got a job really quick and then got the car. So anyway, I'm going to do the rest of my makeup really quick, basically just like lashes, liner, and I will do my lip application with you, and then we will finish this out. Okay, we're back. So we have lashes, eyeliner done. I did go in and add a bit more just definition. The thing is like in person it looks good, but I kind of forget it doesn't really pick up on camera as much, so I did just like darken it for that reason. But anyway, I don't really know, like I'm trying a new lip combo. I was like, I really want like brown lips, so I'm gonna try, this is a really small what is it called, Urban Cafe from NYX. I use this quite a lot in case you can't tell. So I'm gonna use that in line with it. Tannish liner. This is Cafe from LA Girl. You see how like it kind of blends it in? So I'll come a little closer. And I feel like this lipstick is very similar. So this one's from Juvia's Place. It is called Lady. And it is very much like a nudie brown. I don't want too much. And then I really like this fat oil from NYX. There we go. I like it. And I love this concealer from Smashbox because it's like a little brush on its own and you just kind of click it. And it's very thin. I love this look. I've been loving like cool tone makeup, I should say. I'm gonna do something to my hair, but I feel like that's gonna take me forever, so I'm not gonna add that in this video. This video is long enough, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, I'm not worried about my arms anymore on YouTube. If that's something that bothers you, just don't watch me. That's all you gotta do. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start my hair. I should have put these on. Shoot, I have these new lashes I should try. All right, well, I gotta make TikToks with this new hair tool that I got from Wavy Talk. If you guys want me to use this on here, just let me know. I will do a whole video. But in the meantime, feel free to add me on TikTok. We'll see you guys later. Hopefully you enjoyed this little like chit chat session. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.